Perhaps the original Echo fighter, Dark Samus, finally joins the battle. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. I have to say, originally I wasn't that excited to pick up this Amiibo figure in particular, especially at the increased cost that Amiibo figures have been going for, but this one really does look outstanding. They tried to make this look as different as possible from the original Samus that I will compare this to. This one was out in wave 1 of all the Amiibo, and speaking of different Amiibo waves, I think this mini wave of Dark Samus and Richter, who I will be unboxing in another video, this is the final non-DLC Amiibo figures that we're going to get. They really haven't announced any of the DLC Amiibo yet, but I'm hoping that they do come. It's been a long time with all of these Amiibo, but they're really cool. So let's unbox Dark Samus. Now, this one in particular, if you're not familiar with Dark Samus originally was with Metroid Prime Trilogy. So Metroid Prime 1 and 2 were on the GameCube, and then Metroid Prime 3 was on the Wii. If you're looking to play those games, I highly recommend picking up Metroid Prime Trilogy that you can get for the Nintendo Wii. Originally, this trilogy was selling for a lot of money, and the prices have gone steadily down over time. There's a lot of other really good Metroid games as well that are out in existence, starting all the way back on the original Nintendo Entertainment System. But if you're not looking to go too far back, I think one of the best games of all time is right here, which is Super Metroid. A lot of people have that in their top lists on the Super Nintendo, myself included. So this character is excellent to have in Smash. I think Dark Samus made a brief appearance, I'm pretty sure in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but you can comment below if I'm mistaken about that. And I think in Smash 4, I think it was an assist trophy, or she was an assist trophy, but now we have her as a full-fledged character for the first time in the Metroid universe, being playable anywhere in Nintendo. Alright, so this is a little bit of a weirder boxing, so let's try and see if we can get this out because it's wedged in. Perfect! Alright, finally out of the box. Nice purple packaging, by the way. So this suit is really interesting, especially with the texture on this Amiibo, giving you a good shot at this first. So like I said, they did a really good job trying to make it look different as possible than the other one while maintaining roughly the same size so you can compare them. There is a stand, but I think it looks like she's kind of hovering, which makes sense compared to the gameplay. The stand is clear, but it's done a really good job. So this one is like purple, blue, steel, metallic-like looking, which looks really neat. One of the differences between these two is that in the game anyways, Dark Samus kind of has like claws for hands and feet, which is slightly different. The visor is a lot more narrow as well, and the character is supposed to be wearing a certain suit that a lot of people thought was, I think, the Phazon suit, basically, is what it's wearing. But there's a lot of other nice trivia that I'm going to get from Metroid Fandom, which is a really cool site if you want to check it out. Just a few little cool things that I didn't know. Dark Samus in other languages is called Samus Oscura in Spanish and Italian, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I hope. And then Dunkel Samus in German, and Samus Sombre in French, if I'm pronouncing any of those correctly, which is pretty cool. Now, this figure is probably one of my favorites, especially because the texture design is all over this, and the color just really looks outstanding. In terms of height, like we usually do, let's just go through this in centimeters and inches. So in centimeters, it looks like, well, first inches, 4 inches tall, almost on the nose, and in terms of centimeters, 10 centimeters tall. Let's take a better look comparing these two Amiibo together, as I said. So a little bit more design-wise anyways, I would say sharp. So like we do have the visor being a little bit more narrow, as I said, the claws, we have the design with all the character with the texturization. The coloring on these is really, really nice. I love how this one looks metallic, and this one does look like it's just glossy and shining, which is so cool. You can let me know as well, who do you prefer to fight as, Samus or Dark Samus, and who's just the better character in the games? I don't want to get to spoilers with any of the various games that you see here, but like I said, Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 is definitely what you want to be playing. Now, apparently also on Metroid Fandom, there's only 8 different fighters that have ever really bested Samus in a canon fight, and Dark Samus is one of them, which is pretty cool. Now, we also have this character fighting in the various suits, in Echo scans when you scan this character in Metroid Prime 2, I believe. However, it's not really wearing the Various suit, it's really wearing the Phazon suit, so that's a little bit misleading, I guess. I do have some of the various suits that you can see behind up here that are the really cool World of Nintendo suits. So we have various Samus. We have the original Samus is up here, then the Gravity suit is the second one. Then we have the Phazon suit is the one that's right there that I want to just like mention briefly. And the last one there is just metallic. It's an exclusive. And then we have some various items as well. So this doesn't really quite look like that Phazon suit coloring wise. It looks a little bit different than that. That's why some people think it's the Various suit, but also with that scan in the game. This figure may be worth the extra dollars, maybe not. You can let me know. I've also been thinking of picking these up a second time to keep them sealed in the future, just from that collecting side of things, but normally I don't want to have doubles, but opening these up is of course how I want to be using them in the game. You can also comment below, what are your thoughts on that DLC new character from Fire Emblem? That's such a strange choice considering I think Sakurai said that all the new DLC characters would be from series that we haven't seen before, so it's a little bit strange to have another Fire Emblem character in the game, but maybe I'll do a discussion about that a little bit later. Dark Samus, looking really cool. I would recommend this for any sort of Metroid fan, of course. Just to put on your desk, this would be really neat. Both of these beside each other looks really cool. Now there are 4 different Metroid figures. We have the Zero Suit Samus, the original Samus, the Zero Suit Samus, and of course, another one of my favorites, Ridley. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to fill that like bucket. Check out the video for Richter, which I will be posting soon as well. Like I said, these are the last DLC, non-DLC Amiibo figures that are out. Go collect them all. Keep smiling while gaming, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have an excellent day.